Hello students, welcome to Love for Reasoning. Now let us learn about the second model. The second model is based on the shadows. Where exactly these shadows are going to fall in the morning or in the evening. They are never going to ask you to find out where exactly the shadows are going to fall in the afternoon. Your examiner knows it very well. The shadows are never going to be appearing in the afternoon. So the question actually starts whether it is in the morning or in the evening. So before that, you please observe over here what is the way you are supposed to understand before solving our questions. Let us observe over here. I'm going to teach you very easiest way and very conveniently how to remember where exactly the shadows are going to be falling. Now imagine a person named called X is standing at south but facing towards what direction? North direction. And imagine a person Y is standing at north but facing towards the south direction. Please try to imagine two persons are facing opposite to each other just like us. You are standing at south and facing towards north. I am standing at north but I am facing towards south. The question starts in this way. It says one morning or about to sunrise. The question starts in this particular keywords. Okay, now you all know sunrise is going to happen in the east direction. Universally everybody knows that sunrise actually happens in what direction? East direction. Now imagine sun is over here in the morning and the person who is standing at north is actually going to see their shadow towards the right side. Imagine a person just like me standing at north and facing towards south. In the morning when sun rays are going to hit me, my shadow falls onto my right side. So that only I have just applied it over here. A person who is standing at north facing towards south is going to apply their shadow towards their right side. Now imagine, look into you, you are standing at south and facing towards north direction. When sun rays are going to hit you, obviously according to your point of view, because we both are facing opposite to each other, am I correct? Your shadow is actually going to fall towards your left side. Okay, my shadow is going to fall onto my right side, your shadow is going to fall onto your left side. Now when is this actually happening? This is happening in the morning. This is happening in the morning, right? Now the scenario is going to be quite opposite in the evening, because in the evening when sunset is occurring, okay, when sunset is occurring, your sun is going to stay in what direction? West direction. So when sun rays are going to hit me, imagine this is the sun. When sun rays are going to hit me, obviously my shadow falls onto my left side, that is here. When is this happening? Evening. So it means a person who is standing at north and facing towards south is going to observe their shadow towards the left side in the evening, and a person who is standing at north facing south observe their shadow towards the right side in the morning. Now the same rule applies for you. Imagine when sun rays are going to hit you in the evening, obviously in the evening west side sun is going to stay and sun rays are going to fall onto you, obviously you are going to observe your shadow towards your right side. Now when is this occurring? This is occurring in the evening. Am I clear? Now what I want to tell you over here is, if a person is standing in the north direction or south direction, whether it is morning or evening, doesn't matter. Please remember, if two persons are facing each other towards the north and south, okay, whether it is morning or evening, by default they are going to observe their shadow towards the right side or left side. They are never going to be observing their shadows towards their front side and back side. Now when is that going to be happening? Let us observe here. Now I hope you are clear with this. If a persons are standing at north and south, definitely they are going to observing their shadow towards their right side or left side. Now for an example, now observe here, now I am standing at west facing towards east direction. Imagine one more person is standing opposite to me, we are facing each other. Now tell me, that person is standing at east but facing towards what direction? West direction. Now please observe, in the morning when sun rays are going to hit that particular person over here standing in this way, just imagine they are facing opposite to each other. So obviously a person who is actually standing at east direction facing west is going to observe their shadow towards their front side in the morning. Am I correct? I am standing at west. Now if at all I am opposite to sun over here, sun rays are going to hit me and my shadow is going to fall onto my back side. When is this occurring? This is occurring in the morning. Now the scenario is going to be quite opposite in the evening. Again, very simple. Because I am standing at west, facing towards east, my shadow falls onto my front side in the morning. In the same way, the opposite person is going to observe the shadow towards their back side in the evening. So please do remember, they are never going to be observing right side and left side if at all you allow the persons in the east and west direction. Please remember this information. So I wanted to tell you here, east and west direction by default, whether it is morning or evening, if a person is standing in the east and west, they either observe their shadow towards the front side or back side. They are never going to be observing their shadow towards their right side and left side. So there are three important things you need to understand in this model. So please observe here, what is that? Whether the question is talking about the morning or evening. Please do remember whether the question is talking about the morning or evening. And the second point is, you need to understand whether they are opposite to each other or their backs are opposite to each other. So please observe here, opposite to each other or facing each other is one and the same. Their backs are opposite to each other, it is clearly mentioning they are not looking at each other, they are not facing at each other. Their backs are opposite to each other. That is also very important in understanding, because the sides are going to be interchanged. So you need to observe in your question, these are the keywords you are supposed to observe in the question, whether your examiner is talking about the morning or evening, whether these people are facing towards each other, these people are looking towards each other, or their backs are looking towards each other. And the third important point, whether shadows are going to fall onto the left side or right side, or the shadows are going to be fall on the front side or back side. Because we know that very clearly the shortcut can be applied right and left. Obviously you are supposed to allow those persons at the north and south only, and if the front and back is appearing in the question, immediately you need to recognize those persons are going to be coming in the east and west only. Am I clear? So by using this particular information, we are going to solve a question. Let us see an example question, then you will understand it immediately. Okay, now let us look into a small question over here. The first thing you are supposed to observe, the point number one, you need to understand whether the question is talking about morning or evening. Now tell me, it is clearly mentioning one morning. One morning, obviously the sun is going to rise in what direction? East direction, correct? We know that very clearly. Let us see here, north is always opposite to south, east is always opposite to west. Now sun is in what direction? East direction. Now the second thing is, we do not have two persons over here, we have got only one person, name is Ravi, and moreover he is not opposite to anybody. The second important thing is missing in this question. Don't worry, let us move forward, whether shadow is falling towards his right side, left side, front or back. It is always going to be given in your exam. We know that very clearly, Ravi is going to be observing his shadow towards his right side. So I know that very clearly he is going to come either at north side or south side. Instead of placing the person, it is always easy and comfortable placing the shadows. Afterwards, person is definitely going to be sit somewhere. Okay, now let us observe here, a person who is standing at south and facing towards north, going to be observing their shadow towards their left side in the morning. Am I correct? And in the same way, person who is standing at north facing towards south is going to be observing his shadow towards his right side. Am I clear? Right now, the important information, where is Ravi is going to come. The question itself is mentioning he is observing his shadow towards his what side? Right side. Then I cannot allow Ravi standing at south and facing towards north. I have to reverse this information. Now Ravi is going to be standing at north, but he is facing towards what direction? South direction. So my answer is what? Option number 2. I hope you understood over here. A small question. First important information, one evening. Okay. Now, evening means the sun is actually going to be observing in what direction? West direction. Okay, you don't have to draw it, I'm just drawing it for your understanding purpose. Now Avinash and Abhinav are talking to each other while sitting at either ends of seesaw. I hope you have played seesaw. Now whether they are facing each other or not, the second important point you need to observe in a question. Now whether they are facing towards each other or not. Yes, definitely they are facing towards each other. Okay, and the third important point, where exactly their shadows are going to be falling, you need to observe. Avinash is observing his shadow towards his what side? Left side. Now it is very clear, I cannot allow the person east and west, because when you allow the persons east and west, they are going to be looking at their shadows as front and back. But the question says their shadow is falling onto the left, then you need to recall, now these two persons are going to come definitely at north and south only. We do not have any other option. Now instead of placing where exactly Avinash is going to come or Abhinav is going to come, I told you very clearly, try to place the shadows. Now sun is over here and sun rays are going to fall onto this person, then immediately they are going to observing their shadow towards their right side. It means person standing at south facing towards north is going to be observing their shadow towards their right side. Now when it comes to the person who is standing at north and facing towards south, is going to be observing their shadow towards their left side. Standing is different, facing is different. Correct? Now where is this Avinash observing? Avinash is observing his shadow falling onto his left side. So obviously I cannot write down Avinash over here. He is observing his shadow towards his left side. Let us place Avinash over here. Instead of placing persons, I've placed the shadows, then comfortably I can place the persons. Avinash is opposite to whom? Abhinav. Correct? That's it. Now what is my question is asking? Which direction is Abhinav facing? See, the information completely is based on the Avinash. Now the question is asking about the opposite person. Abhinav is facing what direction? North direction. That is in the option number 1. I hope you understood this. Let us observe the model number 3 based on the clock and as well as compass. Now imagine this is an analog clock. We can apply all the 8 directions to the analog clock. Don't worry about it. Now the question says in this way. A clock shows 3 o'clock. A clock shows 3 o'clock. So obviously you are going to understand 3 o'clock. AM or PM doesn't matter. 3 o'clock, the minute hand is pointing originally towards what direction? North. And the hour hand is pointing towards what direction? East. But your examiner says, at 3 o'clock, the minute hand is pointing towards the west direction. Originally, we all know that minute hand is pointing towards the north direction only. But your examiner is asking us to understand it as what? West direction. So, do not try to bring the hand of a clock. If at all you try to bring the hand of a clock and the time is actually going to be changing. Because examiner is clearly mentioning the clock is showing you 3 o'clock. Do not bring the hand of a clock. Instead, we are going to bring direction. Now, when I brought the west direction over here, all the direction must go. All the direction should be changed. You cannot just change only one direction. Each and every direction is going to be changing in clockwise, and moreover, you cannot allow west and south opposite to each other. Correct? Universally, north and south are supposed to stay opposite to each other. That is why each and every direction is going to be changing now. Now here comes north and here comes east and here comes south. All the directions got changed. In the same way, you need to understand, now it is no longer northwest, it becomes what? Southwest. And here comes northwest and here comes northeast and here southeast. All the directions got changed. Correct? Now the question says in this way. For an example, at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock means 8 o'clock, the minute hand is going to be over here and the hour hand is going to be over here. Am I clear? Now the question says, where is the hour hand pointing? So based on the assumption only, you must consider your answer. 8 o'clock original answer is actually southwest, but you are supposed to understand your answer based on what? Obviously assumption. So our answer became what? Southeast. Hope you understood this. Let's look into this question. A clock is placed at 9 a.m. The minute hand points towards northeast. Now imagine, let's observe. Imagine this is an analog clock. North, east, south and west. Correct? Let us observe this information. The questions are going to be applying in this way. A clock is so placed that 9 a.m. the minute hand points towards northeast. Now please observe, 9 a.m. or p.m. doesn't matter. 9 o'clock you are going to observe the hour hand towards the west direction, and you are observing the minute hand towards what direction? North direction. Correct? The question is going to be in this way, but your examiner is actually asking us to assume that minute hand is pointing towards what direction? Northeast direction, it seems. Originally it is pointing towards what? North direction, but now we are going to understand it as what? Northeast. So please observe here, northwest is over here and northeast is over here. So originally northeast is over here, but now it is moving and occupying the position of north. So how much the angle is turning? Minus 45 degrees, or you can say 45 degrees anti-clockwise. The person who was exactly over here coming and occupying the position, immediately the directions are all going to be changing. Now you have to completely change the each and everything. So here all the directions are now going to be changing. So southwest and southeast over here, everything is going to be now going anti-clockwise. So here comes southwest, southeast, and here comes the east. All of them got exchanged. Correct? In what way? Minus 45 degrees. Now the question is asking you which direction the hour hand pointed, okay, at 3 p.m. See, please observe, at 3 p.m. you are going to see in this way. Originally the hour hand is pointing towards east only, but you are supposed to consider the answer based on the assumption. So our answer is what? Southeast, option number 4. So what is it? Very clearly we have discussed in the basic. The same information is actually going to be observing over here, okay, but here he actually went towards the 45 degrees anti-clockwise. So all the directions I have moved it, and I have applied the time given by our examiner. Okay, so based on the assumption only we are supposed to consider our answer. So my answer became is here what? Southeast. Am I clear with this? Now let us learn a question based on the compass. Compass is completely different from the clock, because in the clock we actually moved the directions but not the hand of a clock. But whereas in the compass you need to understand very carefully. Your question starts in this way. Examiner is saying you that a compass is having a needle, and inside that needle there is a pointer, and now that pointer is pointing towards what direction? East direction. Am I clear? But due to some damage or due to some problem, the directions are now going to be changed. Earlier it was showing towards what direction? East. Now it is showing towards the north direction. So the compass which was earlier showing towards the east direction, due to some damage, the pointer which was earlier showing east is now going to be observed as what? North direction. So it is better you always bring the direction. The mistake you are actually going to commit is you wanted to write down north over here. No, it should be in the anti-clockwise, not the clockwise, because here we are going to understand the pointer is moving towards the north direction. So after, due to the damage which was previously showing east, now it is showing towards what direction? It seems north direction. So it is better you always bring the direction over here. You cannot bring north over here. Am I clear? Because that is a complete mistake. Now all the direction should be moving in the anti-clockwise direction. You cannot just allow only one direction. Now the question starts in this way. A person who was actually using this compass is moving towards the west direction. As per the above mentioned compass, or as per the damaged compass, a person is moving towards the west direction. Now tell me, as per the damaged compass, west direction is over here, correct? Originally the west direction is over here, but as per the damaged compass, the west direction is going through here, correct? Now your examiner is going to ask you, yes, as per the damaged, he is actually going towards west direction. Where is he actually going? So as per the damaged compass, he is actually going towards what direction? West direction. But the question is going to ask you, where did he actually moving? Where did he actually go? So our answer is what? South direction. Let me give you one more time very clearly. A compass is going to have a needle, and the needle is going to pointing towards east initially, but due to some damage, before it was showing towards east direction, now it is turning into what direction? North. So we always take the directions. Okay, here it is happening anti-clockwise. Okay, now each and every direction got changed. Now the question says, one person is traveling with this compass. Now a person is moving towards the west direction as per the above mentioned compass, or as per the damaged compass, a person is moving towards the west direction. Okay, I know this is the west direction as per the damaged, but where did he actually go? Where is he actually going? That should be, keep it in your mind. So my answer become what? South is my answer. I hope you understood this. Thank you students. Thank you for watching Love for Reasoning channel. Please do comment what are the topics you actually need. Please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much.